Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a 2006 MazdaSpeed6. Now, before I get started with this review, I want to make this absolutely clear. It took me 6 years to get my hands on one of these things because people either build them like crazy and they break all the time, or they unfortunately got some limit where the transfer case isn't working or whatever, something stupid. The MazdaSpeed6, in a lot of ways, shows the era of Ford leading up to the era of the Focus ST, Fiesta ST, Focus RS, stuff like that, and of course, the MazdaSpeed3. The MazdaSpeed3 and the MazdaSpeed6 are brothers in so many ways. And the thing about the Speed6 is that it has the exact same 2.3 engine as the MazdaSpeed3. So what makes this more special or more rare than a MazdaSpeed3? Well, it's all-wheel drive. That's what makes it so special. The all-wheel drive in this thing is really interesting because it's not on all the time to save you mileage and everything else. But when you are in it to win it, that's when the all-wheel drive kicks in. And the Speed6 being so rare, like I told you before, parts are a little annoying to find. So if you do find a Speed6 and it's not working, you might have a little bit of trouble getting it back on the road, because even places like AutoZone and big automotive brands that sell auto parts, some of them don't even have the Speed6 in their system. So what does that tell you? The advantage of the Speed6 with its all-wheel drive is that it's way more confidence-inspiring than the MazdaSpeed3. The MazdaSpeed3 is a fun car, but it can be a very sketchy car because it has tons of torque steer. Feels like it could be a daily driver, but it's got a 6-speed manual, feels very natural. Shifter feels good, but actually you reach for the shifter. The shifter actually sits pretty low. It's not kind of up here like a lot of cars are today. The seats are normal Mazda seats. You know, I'm sitting in them, they're fine. They're not really race seats or anything, but that's a good or a bad thing. If you wanted some kind of Recaro or whatever, you're not gonna get it. But is it comfortable? Absolutely. You could drive this for hours and hours and hours and it's totally fine. It's also got 3-inch straight pipe exhaust all the way back. But here's something really weird. The moment I got in this car, I was expecting a sound more like a Focus ST or a MazdaSpeed3. The sound this car makes is exactly like a boxer engine. Engine could not be more different mechanically, right? It's mounted differently, the pistons are different, everything. So downshift to second. Okay, oh my God, I like this. Wow. Okay, here's what's interesting. I'm kind of shocked because I was kind of expecting a certain kind of power band and I got something different, but good. I thought it was gonna kind of hit and taper off, just like the Focus ST or the MazdaSpeed3, because they use these itty bitty turbos, right? But this has a more traditional turbo setup where it feels like it spools up and builds power and starts pulling harder up top. And so going around the corner, oh my God. Vision in my head of what the Speed6 would feel like. This is not it. Not it at all. And just by barely getting in it and the power coming in, it's way more intense and violent than I expected. It's a mix between like an Evo, a Subaru, and like 4 other forces. I don't even know. And the more I get into it, the more I can't describe it. But there's definitely that Subaru rumble combined with a buttery smooth EcoBoost. Like, it's so weird to me. It sounds pretty freaking good. And in between that shift, it went bang. expected a smooth 4-cylinder turbo, just like we all kind of expect anymore, but this ain't it, Chief. Okay, 3, 2, 1. It is dramatic, but in a different way. The drama is in the sound in the turbo spool, but you feel like you have ultimate control. Now remember, when you go from a Mazda 6 to a MazdaSpeed6, even with the Speed 6 being extremely rare, especially in red, by the way, like almost none of them were in red. The interior is the same. It's pretty much the same. Only the floor mats give it away pretty much, and the seats tell you that it's a MazdaSpeed6. Everything else, if you, to the untrained eye, it's a Mazda 6. And the Mazda 6, in a lot of ways, they made look sportier than the Speed 6, which really confused me. The Mazda 6, they put like wings and spoilers on them, and they put like titanium chrome tips on them, and it was just like a normal Mazda 6 to get around town. And fun fact, the Mazda 6 was actually built in a Ford factory, so we can get to that part. The MazdaSpeed6 has FOMOCO stamped on the engine bay, or stamped on the engine block itself, just like the MazdaSpeed3 did. If you look at the back of the Speed 6, it has this like built-in diffuser, which is something that you don't really see in a lot of modern cars anymore. It's just very different. With the rear bumper, it kind of has this centerpiece that comes up, and it looks really nice. I'd like to add, I've driven Subarus, Evos, GTRs, the Skyline I just did. This car, with the smaller tire setup, a more traditional street tire setup, almost no understeer when I pushed it around the corner. And I expected myself to have to really kind of push it and ease it around the corner with adding throttle, because with all-wheel drive cars, a lot of times you have to add more throttle to get around and be safe. Not this, it was just like, go as hard as you want, and it'll do it. The clutch in first gear is one of the easiest clutches I've ever driven. It's a Mazda, dude. Even though the RX-8, in a perfect world where it's working right all the time, it handles amazing, the momentum is great. This has a more fun factor though, in my opinion. I'm about to hit a bridge, that's why I let off. Here, oh my God, here we go. Third gear, you just stay in third, you're having a good time. Mazda, please make another car like this. With this turbo, a good way to describe it, remember earlier I said this is a power band that I couldn't really figure out. At the end of the day, you either get all of it or none of it. Look, barely on it, all turbo. That's all of it at once. At the end of the day, what do I think about the MazdaSpeed6? I'm sad that they haven't made this car again. That's my kind of consensus. It's, what the heck, dude? You had this really neat idea and you didn't make it long at all. And sure, maybe it was a business idea, or excuse me, a business problem. Maybe they didn't sell enough of them. Or maybe it was a marketing problem. Maybe not enough people knew about it, because I tell people about this car all the time and they don't even know it exists. So I feel like that's pretty tragic, but at the same time, the granddaddy of the Focus RS deserves way more praise than it has gotten in the past. What do you think about it? Put it in the comment section below. And on that note, I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye. This video is brought to you by Patterson Car Care. Get double of premium original detail product for half the price. Head over to PattersonCarCare.com or go to the link in the description below.